Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. With your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Doge Day. Yeah. Welcome to Doge Day. Welcome to 420. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. Dennis Dick is here, but I don't really know where he went. We lost him in the last minute or so, but he'll be back, I'm sure. We got a lot to discuss. We are down again this morning. Didn't know that was possible, but oh wait, they're saying I'm muffled. Because I'm on the wrong microphone. Come on, Joel. I was on the wrong mic.
I can't do everything, Spencer. You know, I'm gone a week and everything goes to hell. I can't believe it, man.
I'm sorry.
Murphy.
Oh, my God. All right. Welcome to Doge Day. We got Dennis. We got Joel. I'm on the right mic. We're down again, Joel. Bring up those charts. What's going on? What's happening?
Let's go. Let me get to the right yard stream here and bring things. We got two down opens in a row. I don't think we've had two down opens in a row, I think, since July of last year. So we got some huge levels developing in the S&Ps. We can talk about them later on. We're down 15 and a quarter handles. We were hanging in there until 4 o'clock, and then Dennis got up and started whacking stocks. We're down 15 handles at 41.40 and a quarter. You got crude trading up 27 cents at 63.70. Gold making a run at 1,800. It's up 330 at 1773.90. Silver, that's going to the same way. Man, I can't wait till silver breaks over $30. That's up 13 cents at 25.97. And Bitcoin, it's doing that 55,000 tango. You went down to 53,430. Back up, holding again, holding support. Trying to stay away for 50,000. Big day in Bitcoin. Let's bring in Triple D, who.
Hey, Joel, you forgot about the only market that we care about.
Doggy coin?
Yeah.
Doggy coin.
Yeah.
Did you hear Kernan this morning? Joe Kernan calls it doggy coin.
It's
catching on, man. It's catching on.
We are down. Hold on to your hats, everyone. But today's Doge Day, and so
doggy coin day.
Yeah.
So Dennis,
they're trying to pump doggy coin to 69 cents on 420.
That's the plan.
Wow,
that's really cool, man.
Yeah,
really cool.
Dennis, you get one guess why I don't trade whatever you call
doggy coin.
I'll give you one guess, and you've known me for a long time. One guess. Why
you don't trade doggy coin?
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's nothingness. Why?
What drove me crazy when we did the conversion back in the 2000s?
Holy! I have the 6-second goldfish memory. You're taking me back 20 years.
How many decimals are there?
Oh, on the dot, yeah, over 4 decimal points.
4 decimal points.
Well, it's not anymore. Now it's 2 decimal points. Well, I guess you got to look at the other. But
well, when you put an order in, like I would get killed in that thing. I'd be jumping bids.
The spreads in that got to be juicy for the market maker.
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah,
they're making these percent. We're talking about 0.5% on some of this stuff. They're probably making full percents on doggy coin.
I would lose just by looking at the spreads and and trying to put order. I would just lose my, unless I just bought a chunk. And just said, forget about it, but it just like looking at it would just absolutely, when I see these sub-decimal prints, that's what, it's just really changed the complexion of the market and, for trading size. You've been great. You've made the adoption to it, but man, oh man. But the question of the day is, I know you want to go to the merger. But can IBM hold these gains? Could this be an unprecedented day in the history of IBM that it opens up It has a good report, and it keeps on going.
It's the kind of stock the market likes right now. I actually wanted to go long this into the report. I actually had an order up on my screen. I was going to buy it at the close, literally taking it into the report intentionally, for the simple reason is that this is a value tech stock and they like value stocks right now. And I'm like, they will probably find an excuse to rally it even if they miss. So it's holding on, 4.76% dividend. I mean, it's got a significant level. It's got to pierce through here. The 137 is where it's struggling. That's the high from just a couple weeks ago. So it's big levels. It's the kind of stock they like right now. But right now, I'm turned off on a lot of stocks altogether. Just in the longer term, like from a longer term swing trading perspective.
That's funny.
I keep trying, the day trading, which has been actually a challenging month for day trading too, but it's still fairly consistent. I'm making money most days, just not as much as I was because the VIX is lower. But from a swing trading perspective, I keep trying these long swings. Seems like on a lot of different stocks, and I keep getting stopped out, man. The tough environment. This is like, just to segue away, and we'll bring it back to IBM, but this has got to be one of the toughest bull markets from a long perspective for a lot of traders. I mean, even looking at my long-term investment portfolio, I got about 10% growth. I was like analyzing it. I'm like 10% growth names, like 90% value names. The growth names are so bad that the 10% growth is actually holding, like my portfolio is not going up every single day. It's like staying the same. So like my 90% of growth value stocks are going up, but the 10% growth are going so down that the portfolio is staying stable. It's like the exact opposite of 2020, where I had I still had 90% value and like 10% growth, maybe a little bit more growth then because I was leaning it a little bit more. But it's like the 20% growth that I had compared to the 80 was doing so well that it was, bringing up the whole portfolio despite a lot of value names. So, I mean, they always move more, but their stocks going down 7, 8, 10% in a day. And then your value names are up like 1%. It's like, well, that sucks. So the portfolio doesn't go up at all. Growth has just stunk. In this last 2 months, if it's got, a higher PE and if it's a growth name, it's been tough. Been tough to be long growth names.
We could, lot of segues I can do off that, but just real quick on Beamer here. You did get over 139, so let's use that. Let's get over 139 today. I'll go with my, if you take out the pre-market high and keep on going, boom, boom, we'll keep on going. The problem is that we've already leaked $3 off it. 139.60 is your pre-market high. That was a double top just on the after hours trade. And hold it here at 137. I kind of hope I got some. I mean, you talk about tough investing. I got some chunks of cash to put to work, and I just don't know where to put it. Like I don't want to put it in the indexes, and I just don't want to mess with something that's going to be too interest rate sensitive. And I definitely don't want growth stocks. And it's just like, I'm just sitting on it and I'm just struggling what to do with it. But it's tough market environment.
I had a friend of mine send me a text and he's like, I got some money, where are you putting your money for the next 3 years? And I was like, I'm not sure I'm putting it for the next 3 minutes, let alone for the next 3 years. I mean, there was some great story stocks in 2020. We had some good ideas. And obviously, and this is longer term trading. I'm in and out, trading headlines. You're doing different things. You're going with momentum. But to try to predict this market out more than a day, it's really tough. I mean, I don't know. Like obviously I have my trading portfolio and my long-term investment portfolio. My long-term investment portfolio raised a lot of cash in the last while. We know I've been selling in rallies.
Yeah.
And, every time I try to nibble a little bit back into some of these, even the growth names, even the non-growth names, it's like they start going up a little bit and then they just puke it out. It's been a tough investing environment. And, so then, and I like investing in the real estate too. And I was like on the weekend, I looked at another place, just as a potential investment, like getting into physical assets, houses. And, I was going to make a bid on this one place. And they get 12 offers. I mean, they get 12 offers. So the real estate market is so
just stop buying property for a little bit. Okay, take like a 3 month. Wait, you got to call me. You got to stop buying for a little bit. Okay,
you got to stop buying everything really right now. I mean, this is the type of market. Everything is just in a bubble. Like everything is a big bubble. The real estate market's in a bubble. Crypto's in a bubble. Collectibles are in a bubble. The growth wasn't a bubble, but the growth is out of the bubble. The growth is now officially out of the bubble. The bubble has popped, and a lot of the growth names are down 50% or more. We'll get to space in a second. But I don't know where, like, it. The only thing that looks cheap from a technical basis is some of the growth names, but then you look at them from a fundamental basis, and they're all still expensive. So I don't know. It's tough investing environment. The trading environment's been okay. The investing environment, I'm not sure what you do with your money, Joel.
Oh man, you're no help.
Here we are. We're trying to give ideas for longer term. Right now, longer term investing been tough. Gold? Do you go gold? Gold looks
I got a lot of gold, and it drives me.
I don't like it long term.
I just want to sell it at 1,700 and buy it at 1,800, and that's not a winning formula. I know. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna. It's just a trading range. I was talking about that. That's been in the trading range. But someone asked, did IBM say anything about splitting the company or whatever? Did they say that?
They had a question about Watson on the call. Bernstein analyst, I believe, asking. He always asks the good questions. I think he's the one that pissed off Elon Musk a number of years ago. He asked the down dirty. He's like, what about Watson? Are you guys going to spin off Watson or sell Watson? And the IBM CEO said Watson is the face, and I'm not getting the words exactly, but the face of their AI, business. It is like the AI. And I mean, holy crap, they're still it's still Watson. They've been talking Watson for 20 years. And, the AI revolution has kind of just missed IBM altogether. I mean, this is a company that has just done a lot of things wrong. It is a value stock. And yes, but the growth, they've tried to buy Red Hat. They paid a ridiculous price because they can't do the growth, internally. So they're trying to grab it externally by buying other companies. And, they've just done a lot of things wrong. With that being said, though, it's the kind of stock that people are gravitating to right now. Higher dividend, lower PE. I mean, you look at Cisco. It's been a stock that's been underperforming for a long time, too. It's bad. CSCO. Like, look at that.
You know what? I think I'm going to buy some. Just for the fact, you look at it.
You're buying them now, though?
I don't know. I got to buy something. I mean,
I don't know what. I'm
but just look at the thing about it is that it was a tech stock. It didn't rally with the tech rally, right? And it's a value stock, and it didn't rally with a value stock rally.
Well, so it has. Cisco has
a little. Well, not IBM.
Lot. It's not IBM. You're talking about IBM. Okay, we're going back and forth between Cisco and IBM. I moved on, but IBM, yeah. I don't know. These are all companies that just don't have growth. There's not much growth there, but they have value. Intel is obviously less growth than NVIDIA, but it has value. It's held on better. It's been a value market. But I don't know. Like with yesterday's tape, some of the value stocks are starting to roll over now. I just get concerned they might start rolling over everything. But I was concerned about this a few weeks ago, and then they just started buying up the value names again. So tough market to call. Spencer, what are you doing? He's quiet in the background. What is Spencer doing?
Spencer? Well,
I was going to say, don't forget that question about the IBM. The Watson spinoff was asked within the context of the report from a couple months ago that they were mulling spinning off their Watson Health unit, which is, I guess, all the healthcare applications that Watson has. I'm still unclear to me what exactly Watson does.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there at this point.
We don't know what Palantir does, and we don't know what Watson does.
We know what Palantir does. It goes down.
Wow. Let's go to the cash.
Oh, I just want to say one thing too. You see, you go to Spencer, and that's all. You're really mixing apples and oranges here, because Spencer's got a good 75 years of investing left, right? So he can keep buying and averaging down and everything.
He's gonna love to be 110. That's right.
Old people like me, I gotta start thinking about hanging things up and saving my shekels and living off my fixed income and things like that. So you're mixing that Benzinga audience here. We got a lot of people that just they want to buy GameStop and make a ton of money and then go buy Dogecoin or whatever. But the majority of investors out there are planning for retirement. There's a lot of baby boomers out there. What college? I don't know what you're going to do now about college. They're going to get really expensive or really cheap. So it's really, if where you're at on your time horizon, everyone's trying to buy STLD, and I just can't buy it up here.
Everything's run.
I can't buy it up
cheap
here
anymore.
Nothing I can't buy it. I absolutely refuse to buy it up here.
I bought US Steel. I bought US Steel and it's tough too. I bought it like 21.5, and it runs to 23 quickly. I'm like, yeah, I got this. And then it pulls all the way back, and I'm like down in it. And then it has a good run yesterday, but then gives a lot of it back towards the end of the day. We have, I believe, Bank America that's coming out with the note today. They're saying buy Nucor, buy STLD. Spencer, is it Bank America? Going from my memory. 6-second goldfish memory, already forgetting.
Yes, it is BFA.
Yeah, they're coming out with bullish on steel, and they're not upgrading, but they're coming up with buys with Steel Dynamics and reiterating their buys, and on Nucor as well. I own Nucor, sticking with it. I still think that with the housing market, you got to think, and with everything, I mean, there's just so much, going to happen with infrastructure. I think steel is still a safer place to be. So
look at that chart, though, Dennis. Look at that, just hugging the support. And I gave you a level before, and I talked to you about it on a closing basis, and that was before I went away. What's the all-time closing high now? 80.53. Man, oh man, I don't know. It's hugging 78. It's holding 78. As long as it's 78, it's good to go. But look at that. 4 out of 5 lows within 26 cents. So keep an eye, Dennis. Mark that down, because I don't want you to complain when it takes out 78 and then it's at 70. That's a big bar. When's the last time Nucor's had a bar like that? I mean,
I don't know. I've been in it for a decade. I'm not selling it.
Get out.
I'm in it. I'm in Nucor probably forever. I'm a lifer in Nucor. There's a few stocks that I feel like I'm a lifer in. I feel like Nucor is one of them. I don't know why, but
Spencer's going to look at your portfolio, Spencer, and he's like, it's going to be like an $11. And they're like, my dad had this at 80. What was he thinking? But anyways,
I'm definitely not a lifer in space. I'll tell you that. And Kathy Wood, Garrett Spencer will let you say it because I've been talking over you all the whole show.
That's all right. Neither is Kathy.
Not really.
Apparently. Ark Invest yesterday sold. Where's my number here? Oh my god, I'm in the sales. Virgin Galactic, about 590,000 shares of space yesterday.
Basically, all the space that she bought last week at 29, she sold yesterday at 22.
Do we know her? Like this, I don't look at those emails coming. I don't even look at them. But like, do you still know like what percentage? Does she reveal what percentage?
Yeah, she's very transparent. But you used to always get the Kathy Pops, and the algos would be on the Kathy Pops, and you saw the email come, and they were ripping the stocks that she was buying up 5-10%. It is crickets, Joel. They do not get pops. It might be if it's a new name and it's very small, it gets a little bit of a pop, but there is crickets on that email now. So her gig where, she buys stock, release it, be up 5%, and because she bought the stock is gone. Right now it's gone because they are not buying the Kathy stocks whatsoever on those emails. So let's just look, case in point, let's bring them up. What'd she buy yesterday, Spencer? Let's do an exercise here. She bought a lot of stocks yesterday. Obviously, we got a down day, so maybe, we're cherry picking days. But I mean, most of her stocks are down significantly more than the market too. So give us a few names that you bought yesterday.
Here's the email.
Yeah, show it.
Last night. Oh,
okay, he's showing.
I'm not going to show it.
We're not allowed to show it. Maybe.
We're friends
with Kathy.
You're allowed
to show.
All right, fine. I'll show it.
All right.
What happened in Penn? Someone said I made a great call in Penn. Yeah. What happened to Penn?
What do you think happened? The growth to value trade happened. Yeah.
You know what I noticed too?
Here's my email.
Okay.
So she bought more coin, which she buys every single day. It's down slightly. What did you notice before we go into this, Joel?
You know how like I've been telling you, they give you $1,000 free, to bet on like DKNG now.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 2,000. Because everyone got the 1,000, they probably had to deposit 1,000. They bought, they put 1,000, they lost 2,000, and now they want them to put another 1,000 in. So now it's $2,000. How can you lose if you put $2,000 into a betting account? How can you lose? Right?
Can't.
I don't know.
Look at that chart.
Okay, so here it is. We got
here are the buy. Here are the total buys because Kathy's email breaks it down by fund and secure and stock. This is just the different funds added up. So in total, across all their funds, they bought 153,000 shares of Coinbase yesterday. Bought
about 325,000 shares at JD, 450,000 shares at Open Door, which is in trouble. I don't know if you looked at that chart, but I mean, it's like
We'll bring them up as we go. So we Open Door down. Okay, so Coinbase down today, JD down today, Open Door down today. Again, we're on a down day, so it's tough, but we're not hammered or anything.
All right, 3D, go there.
It's green. It's up 7 cents. So when she was buying 3D systems, a couple weeks ago, when she was buying 3D systems a couple weeks ago, it would be it popped like 7, 8, 10% sometimes when she was buying it. Now she's already bought it, so it's not a new buy, so it wasn't going to get that kind of pop. But you'd think it'd be good for 1 or 2%. No, it's up 7 cents. This stock she's absolutely hammered on because she's been buying this nonstop for the last 2 months. There's no way. I think it was a new buy for her a month and a half ago. So she's actually been buying this all the way down. I think she started buying in the 30s, 20s, 19. Now it's went under and closed at 1894. It's at 1901. This chart, I mean, it was a bubble too. It's a bubble that burst. This 3D was $8 to $10 forever. Like if we go back to the charts, this was like forever. This was leaking, and I was, it's considering that I was going to eventually get the ticker symbol when the company goes under. But I don't know. Maybe it's it doesn't look like that. But then it did this incredible run. I don't know what was happening. Well, we know what was happening. I had to buy everything, 10 to almost 60 in a month and a half. Well, it's come almost all the way back now, down to 19. Do I think it's going back to 30? I think there's a higher likelihood this is back at 10 than it's back at 30, in my opinion. So I like the concept of 3D printing, but it's been, something that's been a concept for a decade. And we thought maybe this was, January, this is the time for 3D printing. It doesn't appear to be. And it's not just DDD, it's SSYS, had the huge 20 to 55, back to 20. Voxel Jet, VJET, 10 to almost 40, back to 13. I mean, maybe this is the opportunity to buy into some of these names, but
when I see the fall like this, I mean, come on.
Bag holders central. Everybody's down in it, including Kathy. What do people do when they pop a little bit? They sell. I mean, I had this INO, complete piece of crap. It's been a crap. Like I bought it because it was a Reddit stock, and then I sold it. But then there was an analyst that came out, and I forget who it was. He gave a $28 price target. I got talked back into it. And it's been leaking. It had that pop 3 days ago from like 8 to 10.37. I was like, it was supposedly good news, something with COVID. And I'm like, you know what? They're just going to sell us. So many bag holders.
Novio? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Novio.
We haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about that since like last summer.
What is that?
No, it was we were talking about back in January like crazy. It was Reddit stock. That's why it went 10 to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was a Reddit stock, 10 to 18.
Maybe. All right.
What about
Anyways, but I'm
what
just
about
saying.
Mario Siebert? What's the symbol on that one, Spencer?
Before you leave it, I just want to make a point here. Sure. When you're in bag holder central, and I was in bag holder central on that, you got to realize you're stuck with a bunch of other bag holders. You get the pop, you use that opportunity to lighten up. You use that opportunity to lighten up when you get these pops, because you know what? They don't last long. I know pop lasted a day because everybody is just stuck in it. It was a Reddit stock, so there's Reddit traders stuck in it too. I think you just got to use pops and all of these stocks like 3D systems to sell. There's going to be pops. They're going to be, could it get back to 22, 23? It could. But I mean, the leak that's happening, these things are all just, this is the tech bubble burst all over again for all these stocks. This is exactly how it went down.
Joel, SIEB is the answer to your question.
I know, I found it. It's back at 3.5.
They give it all back. Yeah, they give it all back.
When did Branson sell some stock? Remember? He sold a chunk?
Yeah, well,
last week.
That was last week.
Right before you left.
Yeah.
That was a selling opportunity, right around 30.
Yep. And isn't
you got to get out.
Chamath Palpapatia? He's out of it
first.
too.
Well,
he sold earlier.
He's out. He's out.
How do you pronounce that name
Branson's
again,
not
Spencer?
out. Branson just sold a chunk.
Yeah.
Chamath Palpapatia?
You know what? I give you like a B minus. For effort, it's Chamath Palpapatia.
Oh man!
But that was the closest you've ever came. So I'll give it to you on that one.
Yeah. I guess people don't want to pay 350 GER to go to space. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe they could get it for 250.
These are all trading vehicles. All of this stuff you just got to watch. And I liked space. I liked the story, and I was like, I'm going to hold a little bit of this. And you start seeing the insiders dump, and you're like, whatever I held was garbage. So, and I'm out of it. I sold the rest at like $30. Fubo was the same thing. I was like, oh, I want to hold a piece of my Fubo. We did great with Fubo. Mitch brought us out at like $11. It ran quickly to like 25, and I lightened up at 25, and then it ran further, and I sold the rest of it. And I was like, why did I sell any? Because it went from like 40 to 60 in 2 days, and I was like, holy crap, I sold way too early. Well, you know what? It's come all the way back down. So you got to ring the register, sell your peanuts while the circus is in town. The circus has officially left town for all of these growth names, and there's no performances scheduled, it doesn't look like, in the near future. So, I mean, the circus is gone. If you're stuck with all these growth names, I think you use rallies to lighten up, because I just think it gets uglier for a lot of these names. Could space go back under $10? I think so. I said this one was $27 a few days ago on the show. I think it could go back under 10.
What, and Fubo? That had
same thing. That could go back under 10 too.
Someone's like, Fubo, what a rally. And I looked and it's like $19. I'm like,
they're oversold though. Now, don't like, I would not.
I know, I'm not
be short these stocks, because they're all massively oversold. And there's going to be some rip your face off short squeezes in these things. You know, even if there's not a ton of short interest, there's still people who are playing, okay, well, this party is completely over, short the stock. There's going to be some rallies. It's those rallies, if you're long these things, that I would use to lighten up. You know,
we got Sean coming on tomorrow. You guessed it. Sean's chomping at the bit here on some of these, and you know, we're going to have some fun, because he actually was the one market person I talked to on vacation, and you know, he was getting. I'm like, dude, and I just went back and I'm like, oh, I'm going to look at some charts. I look at the charts. I'm like, these charts look horrendous. And you go, dude, they're not indexes. You got to look at the charts differently. The only problem, like, if I do get in a stock like this, like, where do you sell it? Like, what do you, I mean, you're going to need some, 20? Do you want to buy it at 13, risk down to 9.5 and sell it 20? I mean,
well, skills is scary. I mean, that chart is.
They all look like that. Every SPAC looks like that. They're all the same chart. They all had the ridiculous pop in early February, and they've all been straight down ever since. They just go down every day. Skills, it doesn't even give you a relief pop. It's massively oversold. Massively oversold. There's not even a relief pop in there, Spencer. In the last month, it's a red candle every freaking day.
Spencer, what was that IPO you gave me yesterday? We were supposed to have the guy on the show today.
What is it? EBAT.
EBET. Yeah.
Holy, this is the poster child for this crappy growth market.
Wait. Just to be fair to them, they did say they're in their post IPO quiet period, which is a thing.
Yeah, crickets. Look at that. Holy
crickets. Joel lost. $21 opens at 3 days ago. Runs to 54. Everybody's
going to 100.
Actually,
going to 100.
Gotta go to 100.
Dennis, actually, in the pre-market, it hit 71.
$71 2 days ago. Now 3 days ago, I guess they have yesterday's bar. Yeah. $18 this morning. From 71 to 18 in 2 days. This is the worst bull market I've ever seen. And we are still in a bull market.
That's a great quote. You should quote that. Hey,
this is like the worst bull market I have ever seen.
The people that are doing clips,
many names that are absolutely hammered. And it's the only thing holding us up. Or it's honestly what's holding us up lately is FANG. I mean, the Facebook, the Amazon, they've been holding us up. Microsoft making new highs. All the stocks I own have been holding us up. It's funny. My portfolio is very indicative of this overall market because, like I said, I got these 10% growth names that are hammered, and then I got my 90% of stuff, which is in good, quality blue chip names that are been holding up the stuff that is hammered. But it's like, man, I don't even want that 10% in there. The 10% has just been garbage. But if we ever lose those blue chip names, this market will start getting.
This is my growth one, and I can't. I've washed my hands of it. I washed my hands of it at 1:30. I said when we.
It's Lisa's now. This is Lisa's money. Lisa's pick. It's on her.
And it's so funny, and I'm not going to say anything, but we're at. She looks at she actually was looking at quotes more than me, and I told her like, oh, I got under 100, man. I don't like it going into double digits, so I was gone last week, so it must have been on Tuesday. She's like, oh, Peloton 123, and I'm like, sell. And here we are, man. I know that news though. They kind of overdone it on. I don't know. I mean,
They were overdone. The Tesla and the Peloton news was overdone. I mean, it's horrific, what's happened there. But I mean, these are overvalued stocks, though, is the problem. So I mean, there's not the kind of environment these bounce back. I mean, let's use Tesla as a poster child here. So Tesla, obviously, the tragedy with the car burning up and the two people obviously getting killed, but horrible, and the stock gets hit. Well, last night Elon Musk tweets out, and if you want to go find the tweet, but basically saying it wasn't on the car because they didn't buy the auto drive or something. I didn't really understand all of it, but basically
they didn't have auto driver.
Yeah, it wasn't even enabled.
It wasn't even enabled, so it wasn't on Tesla. So last night, look at that chart from last night, Joel. Tesla rips higher on this. It's like, oh yeah, man. It wasn't on Tesla. So the stock buyers are like grabbing it left and right. The algos are grabbing it left and right, and they're buying Tesla up, and it goes up to like 727, 730 last
730, yeah.
730. It Jay bought up $15. What happens this morning? Gives it all back, and it's down another 6. So here, they knocked 30 points off of it because they thought it was the car's fault. Musk says it wasn't the car's fault. They tried to buy it back last night, and the market says, no, we don't care. We're just going to sell stock anyways. Down 23 points from where it was last night after Musk said it wasn't the car's fault. Wow, so, I mean, this is the kind of market it's in. You got to sell the rips. This is a sell the rip market. And yeah, it's, there's been some good names, and yes, the markets are at all-time highs. We're very near. And yes, SPY has been the best place to be. Thank God I have most of my money in SPY. But when you look at, this market from an individual basis and on these, growth names, every time they get a pop, just like 2020, every time they get a drop was a buying opportunity. Every time they get a pop, it's another selling opportunity. I mean, look at Clover right now, CLOV. It's had a nice pop, nice couple days. If I was in CLOV, everybody's in the hope now. It's like, oh, it's coming back. It's going to get back to $14, $15. What I think is going to happen in Clover, and I don't even know the headline, but just from a technical basis, it's so many bag holders. What I think is going to happen, it's going to start leaking again. And then you're going to look, and it's going to be back. I think eventually it's back at like $7. And you're going to look at this like, why didn't I sell in that pop at $9.50, $10? You just got it again. It was up like $10.50 last night. It got up, or maybe it was the night before. So, I mean, you're getting opportunities in some of these names. Some of them you're not, though. Like the Fiskers, you're getting an opportunity this morning. Bank America coming out positively, but it's down every bloody day. Every day.
It's popping today.
Yeah, Bank America bullish 31. They're saying it could go to $31. It already did go to $31. Maybe they're saying it can go back there again. I love the Fisker story. I actually think there's some value in Fisker. But, this is one that I rebought at 16. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Will I sell into some of today's rally to lighten up and take the loss? I don't know, because I kind of like this story. Like, I think they're actually going to be like, there's some that are concepts, and Fisker, like I said, is not just a concept. Wow. They got to deal with Magna. We're gonna see Fiskers on the road. So, I mean, this is going to be a competitor, and it's going to be in the EV market. Is the valuation too high here still? I don't know. I have to reevaluate. When your stock starts going down, you need to reevaluate and analyze and make sure your thesis still holds.
10 lower highs, 10 lower lows.
In a row.
And 10 lower closes.
In a row.
Oh, that's got to be the guy at Bank America saw that, and he's like, "That's the most bullish
he
thing
says,
I've
I'm
ever
stopping it in its tracks," and probably does stop it in its tracks today. I mean, the stock's up 10% or whatever this morning, 9%. So this is all thanks to Bank America, the guys. This is way oversold. It's time. If it's ever going to come out bullish, and I want to be that hero, this is the time. So, I mean, that's why they do that. But I don't know what to say. Fisker, it's one of the few that I have left. And it's been an absolute dog, too. I sold it, rightly selling it, and I should not rebought it. I guess just trying to stop and say, be the hero, it's going to stop at 15. If it doesn't stop at 15, turn around and sell it then and get out. Don't just hold on to it saying, wow, I like the story.
I
justified a bad buy, and I shouldn't have.
It's still, this is exactly, no, not exactly. You know what? I'm not going to give my opinion on this one. Because you're in it, I don't want to influence what you think. Anyways.
Next. RMO down again yesterday. How many? It's the same thing. All these. Give us some other names, chat. Give us, like, if you go to the SPACs, give me some SPACs that are doing okay. Give me some SPACs that even post-merger, pre-merger. Find me a SPAC that's like sitting up at the highs.
I can do that.
Find me one that's up at the highs.
I was going to say
DraftKings, not a SPAC.
Boom, baby.
DraftKings.
It's not a SPAC.
Yes, it
was.
Yes,
it was, and it's way off.
Yeah, look at Trent.
It's $20 off the highs.
All right,
that's not good.
It's holding up relative.
That's the best one. That's the best he can do. The markets are at all-time highs. The SPY is a buck off of all-time highs, or $2, 1%.
We'll point out some
all-time
tech
highs.
stocks that are all-time highs, Dennis.
I'm asking about SPACs. Give me a SPAC pre or post that's sitting up at all-time
Amazon.
highs like the SPY.
Microsoft, Facebook.
The only thing I
Google.
can say is this is when the blood is in the street, and a lot of
This ain't
people say,
blood.
I mean, look at that red on FSR. You said it. How many days in a row? Red.
Way oversold.
So
They're
the
way
blood
oversold.
is in the street.
Oversold, overbought. How
When
many people
retail
have
gets
lost
out,
it?
institutions will get in at the bottom, and they'll grab the bottom, and the retail trader will be left out.
What
of
are
the
you
trade.
what are you buying right now? Like, what SPACs are you looking at as like cheap opportunities?
So this
what are you
is
looking
the
at?
biggest thing, and I mentioned this on SPACs Attack yesterday.
Yeah.
There's two different baskets of SPACs. There's hype SPACs that are pre-revenue, that are growth looking, and kind of prototypes.
Yeah.
And then there's SPACs that have actually revenue that are just struggling because they're lower growth companies that have some value but are going to take time to get back up here.
What are those ones? Give me a
Let's
few.
say
of those names.
if we look at the mortgage companies, you could look at Replay, you could look at United Mortgage. At the end of the day, those in the long run, I think we'll get back up here. It's just it's an investment play. And I think one of the things that changed here, Dennis, is that a lot of people started looking at SPACs as a trading vehicle. That's not what they were intended to be. They were intended to be an investment. And I think most people need to reevaluate what they think of SPACs. It's not a trading vehicle. It's not just 40% in one day kind of thing.
Where's Nick?
And Nick is here. Nick is here. I want to bring him on.
Bring him on. Nick will rip me up.
No, we need Nick because Nick is bullish and bearish. He keeps a very steady. He sells everything.
Goes both ways.
I sell everything. Exactly. I'm interested in hearing what Nick has to say. So.
We're always interested in Nick. We'll bring
I didn't mean it that way,
Nick back on, or stay with us.
Yeah, stay with us.
Yeah, I'll be in the back. I'll listen to Nick.
I'm here.
We're trying to find SPACs that aren't under attack. That's what we were trying to do here. And I was like, it doesn't matter if they got revenue, they don't got revenue. If they got a SPAC name attached to them, they've been hammered. I mean, I own a few of these. I know firsthand. They're red.
So am I on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Happy 420 day, I guess.
Oh, Doggy Coin Day.
Who's in the background? I can't see.
That was Mitch.
That was Mitch. That's producer Mitch.
Okay. So he said something about the retail. So what I think happened, just the big picture, is the retail investor, especially the new ones, got schooled. That's it. So life gives you the test first, and then the lesson. What you do with the test and the outcome of it, and then you learn that it's not about 40% days and 100% days. And the SPACs, if it's not a spec, it's fine. Like Palantir has a book of business of $1 billion. I don't know if it was a SPAC. I think it was some sort of a blend of it.
There's a direct listing, I think.
Direct listing.
Yeah.
Okay, so but then things like Hyliion, which is the whole price of the stock is based on future successes.
Yeah.
Then that's a speculative bet at best. So the way you handle this is you take a bet, you assign your risk, and you don't add to it on the way down. So I did a few videos on that, and I got hammered in the comments because people were saying, what? It was like 18. I said it's going to 12, if not way lower.
Don't say that, Nick.
They don't like that, Nick.
Don't
I
say
did. But listen, I made peace with them. Because
I've never figured out how to make peace with them.
Well, I apologize. I apologize.
Oh, you apologize.
You apologize for making a good call?
Wait,
Nick, what's going on with you?
Well, I apologize by doing an "I told you so" video, but very, but it's very consoling way. And anyway, so. But the point is that you guys said a lot of right things, but there's a lot of emotions. So you know what I did is I did recaps, and the first thing I do when I do investing into anything, trade, investment, whatever, is look at the macro picture and see what the world looks like. So can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
You can share your screen.
We got
okay.
Yep.
Wait, let's see. Screen sharing, share screen, window. Holy crap. Got a lot of them. Okay, this one. All right, there we go. All right, is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so the first thing I would do is I shared this overhead with my team. I said, this is the SPY, nothing fancy daily chart. Whatever investment I do, however smart I am picking my stock, it has to play within this prism. These are not good bases for any bet unless your time horizon is super long term. So I wasn't saying short it. I'm saying whatever I take long has to come inside this prism that we are not at an obvious point of entry for anything. So I have to be balanced. So what do? I sell call spreads in the SPX, for example, for balance, or the QQQ if I'm along the tech. So things like this to create balance in the portfolio. So on a bad day, I would have some greens somewhere. And then within that, everything else plays out. So you guys were talking about the SPACs, and I was laughing about how involved he is. And the problem is they start adding on the way down, and then they get stuck in this commotion of like a hideous downturn. So make your forecast and play along with it. So this morning, this was my forecast on the SPY, for example. Very simple. The support, if it fails, it's going down to the second level of support. If it fails, plus we've got this giant hole down here that we may fill at 403, 400, or whatever it was. So it's nothing surprising, but then emotions kick in, and then it's the end of the world. You guys were talking about $30 drop in Tesla. What is that, like 0.4%?
Nothing.
It's 0.4%, so it shouldn't be
$30 drop on Tesla is almost 5%, so it's somewhat
5%. What?
30 points on 700, 35 points on 700 would be 5%.
Okay, so it is a sizable dip, but it didn't change. This issue with the accident has been going on forever. The issue with the treadmills on Peloton, it went on forever. So somebody who bought Peloton on the dip, nibble, not a full bite, because of the prism of the SPY is high. It's not a game changer going forward unless they come out and say treadmills are illegal. Now that's a headline you have to pay attention to, because that changes the income stream for the company. And even then, they could recover from it by switching over to different things, because the asset in Peloton is the recurring revenue, I think, now going forward. So the run rate went up tenfold from like 3 years ago, I think. So the pandemic boosted it up, but it's not like a one shot and then it's done.
Let's just move away from all that, but just look at your chart. I like your chart where you've got specific levels, and you write on it must hold this level. You have defined risk, which is what a lot of new traders don't do. They think about how much money they can make. They don't think about how much money they can lose. You're looking, okay, I've got support here. If it breaks support, I got to exit, or I got to take action.
Yeah, the message is everything yellow is for today. So open air, fine. So tonight is going to be all about Netflix. It's going to infect all of FANG. You guys talked about FANG.
For sure.
Mathematically, they prop up the indices. What are they? 60, 70% of the indices? All the FANG, MA, whatever, if you want to add Apple.
No, they're like 30, 40%.
Well, Nick, I do that. Yeah, on the S&P,
on the Nasdaq.
On the S&P, if you go Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, both Googles, and Facebook, and I guess I don't know if you want to. That's almost 30% of the S&P 500 of the 500.
On the Nasdaq, it's definitely higher than that. But it is mathematically a prop, like you guys mentioned. That's for sure. So this will be the plan on the SPY for today, and I take it one day at a time. So I know we're at nosebleed levels. I know we could correct at least 3% and stay within the SPY ascending channel. I bet you anything. If I just pull up a daily chart and nothing fancy, just 1 year daily, this is the regression. Reverting to the mean literally bring us back to here, and that's probably 2.5% or something. Filling the gap is not even the lower end of the channel. So coming down to 393 shouldn't surprise anybody, and it doesn't change the fact that this is the bull market in the hands of the bull. The machines will buy the dips when it hits their levels, period. They know the behavior. Okay, on the shorter term, I sell the pops and create a downturn. But overall, I know to buy the channel, the ascending channel. That's how the machines are trading it. So every day you have to come up with a plan. So this is the QQQ for today. And then you do the same thing for the IWM is the only one that's struggling, and the only one's kind of drawing a head and shoulders. So these three bubbles I've had probably for 2 weeks, maybe a week. So I said, we're going to trade bubbles. We're going to go from this one either up here or down here. I don't know. So if we went up here, now we're struggling to stop ourselves from going down here. But this is not surprise to us if you get prepared. So if I take a risk when I know there's overall risk of failure, then I'm putting myself in front of a buzzsaw.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. Are there any stocks that you're watching specifically for this week? Maybe Apple because they have the event today. Maybe I don't know.
So
any earnings plays. We have Netflix tonight.
What I traded is potential breakouts in AMD last week, and I booked it. I took Square, and I'm still long Square, but it was a long-term long. And so what I did is I shorted it short-term by selling an aggressive call spread in it, and that played out. So now I locked my profits for the long-term bet. I can leave it on. It's green on itself, and I have short-term profits. The short-term play, like you mentioned, is a coin flip. So I have no doubt that Netflix is going to report some decent numbers. But what I don't know is the expectations. So I know what I expect out of it, but I don't know how many people are like me. So this is a complete gamble overnight, how they react to it. And it will infect it. So the way I would do it, if I'm long a whole bunch of QQQs, why don't I take a bearish bet? I mean, if I'm long a whole bunch of tech, why don't I take a bearish bet on the Qs as a balance in case they pop and drop or they freak out or something, then I have balance. But it's a
page
bet.
out of my book. Hedge.
Yeah, it's a bet overnight. I don't know how they're going to react. What they say doesn't really matter almost, but it's how people react to it. So Netflix, what did it do last time? Pop and drop?
I can't remember.
Yeah, so
goldfish memory.
It's literally, if you go back, it's like a 50-50 shot. So here's a pop and drop. That's Netflix last time. The time before that was a complete drop. The time before that, I can't tell, drop. So not looking good for the bulls, but maybe, hey, this is it. Maybe this is the time it pops. So I'm watching more Netflix. I don't know about you. So it's a guesswork. So make a bet on something else other than Netflix. So if you buy calls or puts in Netflix for this week, as soon as it opens, the implied volatility is going to just disappear. And a lot of the value in those puts and calls that you bought in Netflix will disappear with it. So to play Netflix earnings, pick something that will move with Netflix that is not reporting until later. So your implied volatility on your calls and puts in that other ticker will hold up much better. It will move in sympathy with it, but it will hold up better after the fact if you guess it a little bit wrong.
Maybe a Roku or something like that.
Roku, yeah, or even the other FANGs, because they tend, like Facebook.
They all get a little left with that.
Yeah, and Facebook had a nice breakout, and it's still trying to keep the neckline going that it had. So I had a whole bunch of triggers, and they all played out. And this was the breakout somewhere in here. So if it falls back to 293, people are going to be freaking out when it's time to start buying it, because it's revisiting, solidifying the flooring below it so it can go to 340 or whatever it wants to go.
Nick, okay, let's just finish with your closing thoughts here and get you back to the overall market, because we have had a relentless run in the SPY. Earlier in the show, I was calling this the toughest bull market that I've seen for the longest in a long time, because there's a lot of stocks that have been hammered.
You said ugliest.
Ugliest, toughest, okay, ugliest maybe. The ugliest bull market I've seen.
Dennis, you look at your portfolio too much. You either got too much growth in there, or you look at it too much.
I know. So I should stop looking at it.
I'm going to point out to Monday the 29th, right there.
Okay.
There was a flash on my screen from the quote in the SPY.
Oh, you love this. You love this.
403.9 I said, I am buying calls. I sent out a call. I said, buy the SPX $10 wide call spread for $2.50 or $3. We're going there. So we went above it. So if we come back to this point level, I would not be shocked, and I will buy the dip.
Okay.
Nick, have you done statistics on these crazy prints and how
They
they've turned out?
happen. You've been in a room when they've happened.
I know. But I
Okay.
just wondered
So-
if you
so
know,
look
it's
back.
statistic.
Look back on the VIX. No, I don't have an official one, but most of them, I can say most, like more than 50%.
Okay,
work
I
out.
know. You've
Yeah.
been with them.
So
I just wondered.
look
It'd be
at-
nice
look
to
at
see
the
it on a
VIX.
spreadsheet.
The VIX, before it broke through 20 or last week, it had flash crashes every day down to like way out of spec. And then it spent the whole day tracking it. This is when the VIX just couldn't find a bid. I don't have the specifics, but we were in the chat room and it was almost every day. You'd see the VIX go whoop, whoop, and then disagree with the VXX, which is the futures of the VIX tracker. So there are shenanigans that happen. I can't explain them. I'm not a Wall Street guy. Dennis definitely knows way more about it than me. But when you see it, you put it in print and you trade it and it makes you money. You know, you can argue with it all you want. Not you personally, but somebody could argue and laugh at me all they want. Hey.
No, Nick, you're consistent.
Yeah.
No, you're consistent. You stick, with your winners. You admit your losers. I mean, it's just the markets.
like the math flub I just did on Tesla. How about that?
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I don't want to say anything. I wouldn't be a Dennis with the Canadian math over there. You knew that.
He's on the metric system. So was I. See, I can blame the metric system. I grew up metric, and then I came here and I went to engineering school. I was like, wait, what? The comma is a decimal, and the decimal is a comma. Wait, what?
All right. Nick Chahine is the author of Create Income with Options.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
The link to Nick's newsletter at Benzinga is in the description. Benzinga Options. Check it out. Nick, always a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Let's talk KSU, guys. Kansas City.
Yeah.
There's a bidding war. Remember that there was.
Oh yeah. Woo!
There was an offer on the table. Canadian Pacific was going to buy KSU for $25 billion. That was from a month ago. This morning, CNI is coming in saying, hey, no, not so fast, Canadian Pacific. We're Canadian National. We want to pay $30 billion.
Jeez,
these Canadians, man, they're just attacking these U.S. companies. So
yeah,
I don't know what to say, man. I mean,
it's a big premium so that they're offering, and a nice big pop for KSU here this morning. I'm kicking myself on this one too because this was rumored. Remember?
Years ago
on this for
over
a while.
A year ago, a long time ago.
Last summer, they're not even last summer, last fall, and the stock was trading on the rumors around 180, and it popped up to one day, and it hung out there forever. And the rumors have materialized now, and you're up over $100. So just buying the rumor, obviously, selling the news in this case wouldn't have worked well because he got a better bid, but. What would have worked well? He would still made money, but sometimes buying these rumors, mergers, when they come back down, they get forgotten. The way I always did the buy on rumors, like on M&A Arb, and the way I play it, Joel, but we haven't talked about it for a while, is you get the rumor comes out and the stock gets the big pop and then nothing materializes. So let's say the stock was trading here. The rumor comes out, stock pops on the rumor. Nothing materializes for a few weeks. It starts getting forgotten. It starts to leak. Gets back to the area where it was. I feel like, okay, well, now is where it was before the rumors even started. So I'm getting it at that value. Plus you have basically like a call option, a lottery ticket that maybe there will be a deal. And I've had a few that way that, I've bought them back when they came in. This one would have been a good one for that because it came back into where it was, like around 175, 180, gave you a shot. And then the rumors actually did materialize, some 4 or 5 months later, but they did. And obviously now, people are making a lot of money with that. So, never buying, on day one when they get the big pop in the rumor, but waiting until they come in. This looks like there's an imminent deal. It's just a matter of who's going to get it. So you've got M&A or your risk arbs are all in there now.
That's a big jump, man.
It's going to move off CP now or CNI to a certain extent. CNI is trading down. If you're wondering why it's not trading up to 325, big chunk of stock deal, and CNI is coming down. So you got to do the math on it, which we could do if Spencer's got a ratio. I'm not sure if we have an official offer though yet, or if it's still just rumors.
No, it's an official offer.
It's an official offer. What is it?
It's $325 a share.
No, but yeah, but
all right. I'm sorry. It's $200 in cash.
200 cash.
And come on now, where are you? They're gonna make me go digging through.
Well, I'm assuming about one share of CNI because of 118. So I'm just guessing. that it's just over 1 share of CNI.
325 plus 0.799. No, that's not right.
That math does not up. Should be about like
1.059.
1.05. So it should be about 1.05 if the math is that.
Yeah.
1.059. I didn't even read the press release, but I'm figuring it out. You can tell I've done risk arb for a lot of years.
There you go.
1.059. So what you need to know is if this deal materializes, KSU now tracks CNI to the tune of 1.059. You back out the cash. Basically, for every buck CNI falls, KSU falls a buck too. Rallies, KSU. But now you got the day one here, so we don't know if this deal is going to go through or deals. So always let the deal, 1 or 2 days, cook. They haven't accepted this deal either. They might just flat out reject it. And, and that's a risk for the risk arbs as well. So, it's not an official deal. But on the rumored price, that's where it's going to track to a certain extent for a while.
All right, this guy's driving us crazy here. Yasmin, he wants to know about SOS. First of all, that's not a good name of a stock to own, right? I mean, first of all,
he's been asking for 2 days, so we got to do it.
Look at a different symbol, first of all, okay? SOS, because that's not
China
good.
Rapid Finance. Ooh.
Oh, woo! You're banking on a triple bottom here, right? Because you had 2 lows, 381. Let's see what it is on the daily. 396. So you actually took out the low of the move in the pre-market and you're coming back. So first things first, don't even consider going long the stock until it goes green on the session. It gets above 397. Then that means all these people that picked it up between 370 and 380, they're like, oh, I just want to get out at the close. So make sure it goes green on the session.
That's for your day traders.
Yeah, there. So if you're looking at this for a long-term investment, I don't know what you're basing your analysis on. But wait for this puppy to go green, and then you get bullish. And then if it goes green and it gets back over 397, then maybe you'll get to 411. That was the 2-day low. I mean, barring any news coming out on this. So that's what you asked about SOS for 2 days. So there you go. Dennis, you got any thoughts on it?
Joel gave you some day trading levels. I'll just say I wouldn't get interested in this from a swing trading perspective until it's above $6, because I've seen stocks go from 6 to 5 to 4 to 387 to 3 to 2 to 1 to pennies. And if I was looking at this just from a technical basis, swing trading perspective, I tend to think the path of least resistance is lower because you have so many bag holders. Again, it's like every SPAC chart we've been talking about. The rallies in these things get sold because everybody is stuck.
Wait, I just want to say, Yazgini Badili, if you are in trouble, please stop listening to our show and call 911 or whatever. If you actually need SOS, if you're actually saying SOS because you're in help, you need help. Can we talk? There's a bunch of...
We didn't know if he was asking what the stock reaction.
There's so much we didn't get to today. Oh my God. We didn't even get to earnings really. We didn't really get... I wanted to talk about PayPal. We didn't get there. Oh,
what PayPal do?
They announced that you can buy crypto directly on Venmo.
I'd sell around.
Wait, I found a few SPACs. that are up, Dennis. If you
at all-time highs.
If you still care.
Yeah, I want to know some that are at all-time highs.
Well, all right. How about LP? Oh, it's not quite there, but LPRO. This is a SPAC from last summer.
Wait, is it a SPAC or is it a real company?
That's way off. That's off too, though. 42.35.
It's de-SPACed. It's not a SPAC.
I'm not sure it exists. There's a SPAC at all-time highs. The SPACs are 1% off. We need a SPAC up the highs.
Hold on. What about BMW? BWMX. BWMX. That's better
45 to 40. BWMX, better wear to Mexico?
That's the one. What do you mean no? It's $6 off. BWMX
is Mexico stock?
Yeah.
Better wear Mexico.
Okay, fine.
I don't know. I've never even seen that stock before. This is off the charts, Spencer.
Fine.
You actually delivered.
Fine.
The point I'm trying to make, Crazy Clan is making, he says, DD's point, see how much out of favor they've become. Like all of these SPACs, I'm just trying to say, are just so out of favor.
Okay. I have one that's $2 off its all-time high.
This is the best we could do.
UTZ.
Oh yeah, that was a Kramer, lovely darling. Oh man, that looks like a great short.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
It does. Look at all the tops.
I know.
Holy mackerel! I don't even think that looks like a sell. It looks like a short. How long that thing? I'm hitting every bit I possibly can, and I'm looking to short that.
That's like when someone.
How
Like
much
when
is the
someone
borrow?
wants
I'm
to
looking
get
at it
out
right
of a
now. Reddit, I'm looking at shorting UTS if you want to know. So I don't mean it'll rally up to like 30 today because I publicly set out looking to shorting a stock.
Yeah, that's when you
Us.
knew a local was like just buried in the pit in the S&Ps, and he was just long, and the market was going down, and he'd go bid, and someone's give a bid, he'd go sold, and then the next person bid, he'd go sold, and then he would you could tell he was carding up losing, you could tell he was buying them. Then he just just give me a bid, I don't care where it is, sold, and then he would just move on.
I'm good on my UTS. I got the locate. I'm good. I'm already located up.
Oh Jesus.
Dad
No
ass.
position yet, but I just got my locate.
All right,
Got it.
all right. I do have some breaking news that I want to bring on Jason Rasnick for, and
Ooh,
talk about this.
the Raz.
Talk about this news with us. All right, we actually have some Benzinga breaking news this morning. Jason Rasnick is on. Jason, you're here. Good morning. Oh no, your mic is off. Turn the switch on.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
There we go. I just heard something.
Click.
No, don't hear you now.
It's such a nice looking mic though. It's just not very loud.
No, well, it's because it's not on, Dennis.
Obviously.
I think the problem. There we
There it
go.
is.
There we go.
Well, how is the audio level?
Perfect.
Well, it's annoying. Why does that thing turn off? Why do I have to hit that button, Spencer? What's the point of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, why is a mic turn off? We don't want to off switch on our mics.
I mean, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
How are you guys? Good morning. Good morning.
Good.
I got to say something before we go to the breaking news item, but I got to say something. As I leave for the office and I come in, there is nothing, there's no news outside of the business world. So on sports radio, they're talking about the favorite logos of teams, over the years. Then when I get into the elevator, there's a TV, and on the TV, the big news of the story is the big news of the day is will the
Lions draft a quarterback?
Will the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win 9, 8, or 7 games? Meaning there's no news for sports radio to talk about. We need to create some news. Yes, we have Benzinga, but we need to find some news. People need to talk about stuff. It's pretty boring out there these days right now. I got to be honest.
Well, we have some news. Benzinga as a company has some news today.
Yes. So am I announcing that?
You.
I'm excited here.
The floor is yours.
Benzinga is putting some of our cash in treasury into Bitcoin and USDC.
So Benzinga is going along with Bitcoin as a company.
Yeah, I guess you could say
You're
that.
following Musk's lead. We're taking a little bit. We're dumping into Bitcoin.
Yes,
It's worked.
yes.
It worked for Musk.
We're working with TradeStation on it. TradeStation has a crypto side of it, very secure, and we put some of our treasury into Bitcoin and USDC. So yes, it worked for Musk. It works for Benzinga. We have money in a savings account, Dennis and Joel, that we get 0.00002%. I mean,
I know how that works.
It's terrible. So we're getting into crypto.
May as well. I mean, I guess I've got to get out of cash. That's been the trouble with this market is cash has been so much trash. And obviously everything's been inflated. So I own a little bit of Bitcoin too. So I did the same thing in my own personal stuff. I got a little bit in there too. So I might as well have a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of diversification away from just US dollars, which continue to get obviously printed out and deflated.
Yep. And people are asking, Dennis, let me answer about what USDC is. So USDC is the stable coin. It's based off the US dollar. Your principal doesn't move. The value of it doesn't go down. You get an interest rate. So if you put 100,000 into it right now, I think TradeStation has 6% rate. Some people have 9%, some people have 10%. There's different risk levels associated with it though. And so, but the value cannot go down as of now. USDC, that is. Bitcoin can go down and up with the market. I think you'll see more companies like us doing the same thing. I think you'll see it's different when Dennis, when Elon Musk or Walmart invest in Bitcoin because their treasury is, Apple for one is 200 billion or 400 billion in cash. Yep. And so it's different. It's different from when a company like us does it, which we would have lower amounts of cash arguably than Apple. So it is something that we looked at for a while. And yes, the getting into it wasn't easy as a business, guys. We had to spend like 2 months to get approved to be able to do it. It was that we were trying to announce this last month, but it took a lot longer than it should have. But I think it's because it's so new for businesses versus individual.
Well, I mean, you've seen PayPal, Square, Tesla, now Benzinga is doing it. I mean, if you start hearing Apple, converting over and holding on to Bitcoin with their loads of cash, I mean, that's where you think about what that would do for Bitcoin. If you continue to see companies migrate their cash holdings into crypto, I mean, this is why I wanted to be off zero. This is why I wanted to have some Bitcoin just in case we all start to migrate. Not that we're all going to transact in it, but if we start to look at it as at least, something that the Fed isn't just printing left, right, and center. I mean, it's been tough to be a US dollar investor. It's been the worst place to be basically for the last decade.
Yeah. And, one thing, we talk about in the different shows, the thing behind the thing, right? And Ethereum, they say, is the thing behind NFT. So, and guys, Voyager is another exchange that we'll probably put some money with as well. They have a little bit higher of interest rate on the USDC. But right now we are with TradeStation, great firm, secure, has been around for years, ton of cash on the balance sheet. So it's a great company. And this is not cash, Dennis, that we want to risk a lot where it can go down. That's why we're USDC and Bitcoin, because we want to, protect ourselves. This is not like stuff that we're like, we don't take our cash, our treasury, and put it in the stock market. We're not buying Tesla or Nike with our cash. We could, but it's considered a lot higher risk, as you can't control the fate
Jason,
of the
someone I'm going to hop in a second, but someone in the chat, I wasn't here last week, and they just at you before I left. I know you took a big chunk of pen down, and I didn't know. And then they brought it up to my attention here, and we had talked about the 110 level. I just wanted any updates on that.
Joel, you got to hit a man when he's down, but no, it's okay. You're just asking.
Right.
You're just.
Well, they were asking about it,
Joel,
and I was surprised because you were talking about it, and I'm always concerned for your long-term portfolio, and I wanted to make sure that you were staying with your risk-reward parameters.
No, Joel, you're totally in your question is good. So I took a lot of pen down at 100. Well, I was going to be 100, but I wanted to wait to do it live on the show instead of like front run the show. So I had to wait till 103, and I want to do it live, so it cost me another $3. But anyway, it's true story. Because I could have bought it and then hey, I bought this 5 minutes ago. But anyway, it broke that 100 level, went down to 95, 96. I sold 10% of my holdings yesterday.
Good. Okay.
Yesterday. And if it breaks the 90 level, I'll sell another 10%, because to me, then the chart isn't looking good. And that's where I use technicals, because then I think if it breaks the 90 level, it goes to the 80 level. And then can I pick it up at set? Like if I was wanted to, I like pen, Joel. I like pen. I think over time pen will go up. Do I think it could hit in the 70 levels? Sure. And that's when I will accumulate more. So I'll trim and then accumulate. And it's hard to time this stuff, guys. Really hard. Yeah, it's super hard. And I mean, I was too long it. My mistake on that one, Joel, is when I got it to 103, it went to 108. I should have trimmed. I made a big position in it because I was like, you know what? I was taking a stand for people trying to be a purveyor of tapes and thinking that
I remember that.
I was taking a stand.
Bush.
Yeah. And I was taking a stand on that, which, take a stand. The market doesn't care about me taking a stand, So now the one thing I do have to say, Joel, I had a huge win yesterday, man. Huge.
Which one?
Hog, HOG.
Nice.
I bought Hog ahead of earnings. They confused me on the earnings day. It's supposed to be today. It was last night. I bought call options on it. The call options went up 80, 200%. I just thought people are going to be buying motorcycles with the stimulus check. And so that theory played out. So I sold half the call options yesterday. Well, I think I did. I don't know if they executed. I got to check that. And so I sold half my calls because my catalyst played out. So I was playing a catalyst earnings for Hog. I bought the options a while ago. And then yesterday it took off. That's how I was playing that. So I sold half the options. I have September options. I probably keep the other half for a little bit longer.
Do you ever sell the whole position? Because you're always talking about selling fractions. Do you ever sell the whole position on anything?
Dennis, I did a lot on. You're absolutely right, because I have severe FOMO. Fear of missing out. So Dennis, if I sold the whole thing, then today it's up another 25%. I'm like, mother effer, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. And so that's my challenge. But last week I sold some stuff that the chat's probably not going to like. I sold them. I think Mogo. MOGO, which is like a payments thing in Canada.
Yeah.
I sold Magnite, like the whole positions. I'm like, you know what? I want to have less positions so I can get stronger on the ones I already own.
Yeah.
And so I sold some whole positions. Could be a terrible mistake, but I have to say, one time the chat kept talking about Clover Health, and I got out of the whole position a while ago, and that one I proved right on. So that one is good. But yes, Dennis, I get severe FOMO when I see a stock that I sell go up, all that money. I'm like, oh, I owned it. I
want to hold a piece.
Well, remember, I sold Amazon, but I sold Amazon at $10, and that $10 because I
sounds like a bad sale.
I blew up my account in 2000. Like I lost on every stock, and it was the only one with value. The truth is, if I'd never sold that, not only did I not blow up the account, I would have been up 1,000x. So
one stock would have turned the whole account around.
By like so basically, I lost $40,000 in 2000. If I would have just kept the Amazon $2,600 I had left in it, that would be worth $1.2 million. So there you go. And then
what about Tesla? Because I talked about the 720 level, and it busted through there like a champ. I don't know what the catalysts were, and I knew you were keeping. I want keep it, and then it went to 780. Did you? I know you had some options and stuff. Did you get to do any trimming into that, or did you buying more? Because that was a nice pot. What was the catalyst last week? I was gone.
Oh, the catalyst was the ship. I mean, there was a few things, but shipping to Europe, Norway. Remember, Gordon Johnson said that Tesla was getting killed overseas. It was because they were not shipping to Norway. I was hoping Spencer was going to have him on, but I think Spencer, I don't know what he didn't do. So it was Europe sales. There was something else actually. That was another.
Was there an upgrade? I bet you there was an
upgrade. There probably was an upgrade too.
There was a price target raise from Canaccord, I think, and an upgrade last week. So
okay,
yeah,
that was
the Benzinga payroll will now be made in crypto, is what they're saying. So you can choose if you want Bitcoin, Ether, whatever you guys want.
I want Ether.
I want Doge.
You want Doge? Okay.
Doge, yeah.
I actually, Dennis, I bought Voyager coin. My theory is it's up like 14,000%, but my theory is more people open up Voyager accounts, some people will buy Voyager coin. So I think I spent like not a lot. I mean, $1,000 or $1,500 because it's like a risky play. But I bought Voyager coin.
What about old coins? Like old coins from the 1800s and 1900s. Are those going to be worth anything?
Collectible coins?
Yeah. Are they worthless?
Real world goods? What are you saying?
Yeah. No, I don't think they're worthless.
I think they're worth money now.
Yeah.
Really?
More, yeah. Collectibles are hot, man.
Really?
I bet the current, I don't know, the sports card market I bet you the currency market's a collectible coin. I bet you that took off too.
Every collectible, you're right. He's right.
I think so. Beanie Babies are even bad. I heard Beanie Babies are worth money.
I gotta go put some stuff on.
I heard Beanie Babies are worth
money. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys.
Have a good one.
Joel, have a good swim. All right.
I want to hop in here. Jason.
Wait, so they're asking what percentage. What is going on? Who's that?
That's just hiding in the background.
Jason, one of the things that I know you're really good at outdoor plays.
Hold on, Jason. Jason, go ahead.
All right, we'll get to outdoor plays in a second, Mitchell. So they keep asking what percentage is in the of our treasury or assets in crypto.
Great question.
So we're dipping our toes. It's a small percentage at this point. We're not going crazy. We're dipping our toes. We'll do this for a couple months. And I mean, it's a decent amount of money. It's enough money to pay some salaries for sure. But it's a small amount at this point because we want to be careful. But we believe in TradeStation. We believe in crypto. We believe in Bitcoin and USDC, believe in Ethereum. And there's a lot of avenues for it. And with the government just printing money whenever the economy takes, a dump or what have you, I don't know. I think this is a currency that is safer and more stable, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, Mitch, now you can go. What's up? Oh wait, Mitchell.
Mitch is sad now.
You left.
He's here.
What up? What up? Not sad, man. I
Where's
got
your
money
video today,
Mitch,
Mitch?
man.
Mitch,
Money
where's your
Mitch,
video?
guys. Well, yeah, I don't have everything set up, but the studio was a little out late last night running Money Mitch, so we got to get organized here in the back. But one of the things that I wanted to ask Jason's really good, guys, on finding like cyclical plays that come like seasonality. So that's why I wanted to ask Jason, is there any outdoor plays on your radar? One that I'm mentioning, like Pola or Eli, Callaway Golf. I know you've mentioned that one before. Any of these outdoor plays you're looking in?
I haven't gotten back into Eli. We were in at 9 and went to like 27, so I just kind of didn't get back into it. I like Mastercraft. That I used to like what Yeti, Polaris, all those ones, but I haven't really played them that hard right now. The market is. I've been trimming to have cash to jump on stuff when I see a trend forming a little more. I mean, I still own Save. We're up 43% on Save, which is Spirit Airlines. I still own Peloton. I know it took a hit because of the warning. I still own STK Steakhouse. We're up 47%. These are stocks that I bought in real time on the shows. So those are the ones that I've been playing more. I have not, Mitchell, got too into the outdoors. I did buy like Wynn Casinos, WYNN, because I want to put the Wynn into casinos, but I have not. Leslie's Pool Supply, that would be the one that would be up your alley. It's up 10%. I think pools will do very well come this summer, like very, very well.
Is that LESL?
Yes, LESL. I own the August 2025 calls, and then I own not a ton of it actually, but and then I own Leslie's stock, Dennis, and I own a lot of that. That's a medium to large position for me. I
mentioned that Pool Corp, which is ticker Pool, is reporting things in 2 days.
Yeah, and if you guys are listening to the show and you love it, yes, I have my Voyager. I've sold some Voyager for sure. I've sold some Voyager, but I'm keeping my Voyager. But if you're loving the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and there's a behind the scenes 20-minute video of Benzinga. I'm looking to see the link, but we filmed behind the scenes of Benzinga last week, and it's supposed to be out on Friday, so I don't know where it is, but if you guys want to see the behind the scenes Benzinga, me and Neil Hamilton fighting about stuff and all those different things, Mitchell and me fighting, it's good stuff. If you want to see it, hit the one, and we'll get that out there for you guys. So we're doing a 20-minute show every week behind the scenes at Benzinga. You get to see, me driving into work. That when I get up to shower. Just kidding. I'll spare you that. But if you want to see that stuff, hit the one, and we'll make sure that video gets up. People said they want to see what behind the scenes and how this company works, and that's what I'm here to give, because we do a lot of shows, but we don't really tell the personality. And I look at Barstool Sports; they do shows, but they really tell the personality, and we don't. So,
I'll tell you one thing we're going to get better at, Jason, and we're always trying to get better, right? So one of the things we definitely are going to be getting better at, guys, is showing you how, let's say an interview like this, Jason bringing on some stocks, look at it over time and see how the potential return could be coming into your pocket. I know a lot of you guys are out there looking for trade ideas and looking for actionable information that you can really work off of. Do your own research and get your trades out there. So definitely, guys, we're going to be doing more and more documentation of these picks that Jason brings up in the interviews, and just like we will for all our shows, guys. So stick with us so that you can find your next potential trade.
All right. Look at all those ones, guys. They want the behind the scenes. Give it to them, Mitchell. Where is our video? We're waiting on Mitchell and Rohan to give it to us. Stay on it.
Rohan and producer Aaron Thomas that we're doing that. I don't know.
Oh no, I got Mitchell on it too, man.
All right. Raz, thanks a lot, man.
I got Mitchell on it as of today because I don't think it's done. When something's not done, I call Mitchell. Like they have Ghostbusters to the rescue. I say Mitchell to the rescue, and then he makes sure it gets done. Isn't that right, Mitchell?
Check out Money Mitch tonight at 6 p.m.
I saw Money Mitch last night. I saw it. You standing in front of a screen. It was like Mad Money, but on steroids.
I was on the phone. I was watching it with no volume, and I was like, damn, this looks good.
Might have to start taking some steroids.
I have to say, I love the Zinger Nation. I love the Zinger Nation chat. Only if there's a shower scene, dude. Otherwise, deal breaker. Dennis would be like, Dennis, hey, Dennis, if someone comes to your house with a camera to come inside, just let them in, okay, Dennis, at any time of the day.
Let them in.
All right?
Dennis doesn't have Loki doesn't have a house though. So all right,
I don't even know where I'm at different places all the time.
Yeah,
I know my house. I had 2 houses, and now I have no houses.
By the way,
2-0.
by the way,
2-0. I'm renting now. I'm literally back to renting.
By the way, for seven's my favorite number. So $7 a month, monthly subscription, behind the scenes Benzinga on Paramount and Hulu. Who's subscribing? Press 1. I don't know if there'll be that many that subscribe because me and Spencer Israel get kind of boring after a while. So, but if you would, $7 a month on Paramount and Hulu. Good idea. All right. All right. Peace out. Thank you. Benzinga Investment Crypto. Spread the word. We have an article on benzinga.com. Type in crypto Benzinga trade station. You can see the article. It's on our money section. Actually, Money Mitch, will you paste that link in there if you see it?
I got it.
And Eric Caston, you're gross. Sorry for that. And we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me on today, buddy.
Thanks a lot, Raz. All right, let's bring on Neil Hamilton real quick, Neil. How do you feel that we are one step closer from being paid in Bitcoin, you and I?
I feel good about it, brother.
Okay, good. Yeah, me too.
All
I don't
right.
know. See how I feel. Neil, Get Technical is starting in a few moments. What are you talking about today?
Today, it's Dogecoin Day.
Yes,
or
it is.
whatever you're saying.
That's
It's
right.
Doge Day, or however the hell you kids are saying it. And all you guys wearing your bifocals from CVS. I know you guys are excited too. So we're talking about Dogecoin because I found out something cool. I could scalp it over the weekend. So I was scalping Dogecoin, and I want to just share with you a little story about that and how you can make money on it. Because I know that if you're not in it, you're probably feeling negative feelings, frustration, tired of that. You want Dogecoin off your lawn, maybe, or just plain out missing out and you don't know how to trade the damn thing. So we can talk about that. So talking about Doge, and then, or Doggy or Doge or Dodge or whatever the hell everyone is saying, it's a Dogecoin. It's a Dogecoin. Please say Doge. And we're going to go to some chat. And
Awesome.
I've got my home improvement hat on. I'm doing something new today. So I might just tighten up some screws around the place, around the home, now that I'm a homeowner. So stick around for that. I got some DIY tips. We'll
Wait, what?
see what chat wants.
Are you serious? What?
I'm always serious.
Okay, you're right. That's
brother.
True. All right, Neil, I'll see you over on the stream.
All right, brother. Thanks, man.
All right, that's going to be a wrap for us today. Guys, smash the like. Come on. I know you want to. I don't say it enough. I really got to say it more.